Welcome to your Conscious Choices for Wellness podcast, hosted by B. Crutelli. This is a space for everyone to learn anything and everything related to healthy healing, including naturopathic medicine, music, dance, yoga, meditation, eco-fashion, mothering, and organic lifestyle choices. Topics for expanding universal consciousness. Come join me weekly as we delve in and begin this journey, sharing valuable content gathered over the past 3 decades, helping to support a healthier and more sustainable future for all. Hello and welcome to today's podcast. We will be discussing breathing in more joy into our lives in this time that we are all in together. And I wanted to give a shout out for summer. Happy solstice weekend, coming off the solstice celebrations. And it is a very joyous time of the year. No matter what is happening, we need to bring back joy and remember how to feel joy. We were brought here as joyous beings, and we all need more of this emotion these days for sure. This feeling we were innately born with that gets lost somewhere along our way, right? Many of us have lost our joy, some more than others. And where has our joyous nature gone? So I decided to explore this and discuss joy and sadness on this podcast today. Two emotions that we often feel and that we can't avoid at times. And there are similar aspects of these emotions as well. I will get to that a little bit later on. So many cultures are lacking joy, which of course is very sad, literally sad, as the lack of joy brings just the opposite, sadness and despair, even depression, to be extreme about it. Mainstream, narrow-minded ways of healing have obviously failed us time and time again, with the purpose to bring in more joy, only to be also very profit-driven and only to help a handful, percentage-wise, of folks that are in need of finding their light again. So I'm speaking about medications that have been prescribed without even thinking for decades now. Generations of the future getting addicted to not feeling sad by way of unconscious adaptation of underlying side effects lurking in the background of time. Society being dealt propaganda lending auspicious outcomes by heavily influential deities named MD, quote unquote. Yes, I'm speaking of medical doctors. If only every humanoid knew the truth about what is happening. Many of us have woken up and we know what is happening and what most medical doctors are limited to. And it's just, very frustrating because there is so much knowledge that is not shared, yet people treat MDs as gods, basically, as like they know everything and just follow like robots, what they are told by basically what I said as a deity. And really, these are just people that went to school and learned certain things. They didn't learn everything because there's endless knowledge, especially about health and well-being. So they were taught one way. And then, like I go in to talk about, so if this is your first time listening, I write first in my Substack blog, and then I elaborate and I do some storytelling, and I, go as an outline from what I wrote, and then I kind of get segued here and there throughout my post. So some medical doctors, MDs, I'm speaking about right now, do, and then some doctors, now what I'm saying do means that they have this very, very narrow scope of being dealt the propaganda. And then there are some doctors of a more open mindset that study further on after their initial school that gets them that degree, knowing that there is more to know than what they were narrowly taught. Maybe they don't find this out until after they are hitting a wall, literally like a brick wall, with their patients, not being able to really help them in many ways. And they want to find out the other ways that they can be helped, or their patients are telling them there's other ways, and they want to explore more. So I absolutely love this type of being, highly respect them for studying further on. These types may charge more or not for their knowledge. They are the ones that hold the keys to true healing wisdom, supporting the patient through their innate healing powers. Because we all have innate healing powers that we were born with. Our body knows how to heal, it just needs the right tools. So, why are we such a depressive nation? Is it loneliness, lack of nutrients that support our nervous system, meaning like our brain, our gut? That's our nervous system that is working together and communicating. So, we need to, keep that gut brain connection going. Trauma of the past and present can be a factor. Worrying about the future. We're constantly like in our heads worrying about the future. All of these factors can definitely feed sadness, contributing to less joy in our lives. And when we experience joy, our feel-good neurotransmitters are released from the gut and brain, like dopamine, that helps us to feel pleasure as well as motivation. Feelings of joy flood our system with this natural chemical substance, making you feel energized, connected, and more open. Also, serotonin helps regulate mood and promotes a sense of well being and safety. I'm going to pause here because my um, noisy neighbor is coming back. I can hear him. Unfortunately, I'm figuring out all the flaws of where I moved, and that just seems to be the case, which is, yeah, just the story of my life. Every place that I move into, as some of you may know, I'm writing a book about my moves because as of right now, there's been 31 in 31 years. So the book will be titled 31. And I can see that, obviously I don't own this home, I'm renting it. So you just never know what could happen in that way. I'm going to pause. You can hear the interference in the background. Yes, I have what I try to make a studio, but I can only make it so good at this point. Take a deep breath. Okay. So joy is enhanced by these neurotransmitters within, especially through gratitude and connection. So when we just feel gratitude by being grateful for things that we can be grateful for in our lives, that brings a sense of gratitude. That in turn brings more joy naturally, right? Feeling connection with others, whether it's an animal, with our higher self, with nature, being in nature, being around plants, connecting with other living beings, right? Connecting with other living entities that bring us joy. Endorphins are also released in this way, which are our natural painkillers and mood elevators. They create a light, pleasurable state and reduce discomfort. Oxytocin, aka the love hormone, surges in states of joy, especially in joyful connection or touch like hugging, breastfeeding. If you're a mama out there, breastfeeding is a wonderful way to create connection and more joy. It's got so many benefits. I'm not going into that, but I breastfed 7 years of my life to my 4 children. Eye contact, just making eye contact with another when you're in communication, and heartfelt conversations. These all raise our oxytocin level, which is our actual love hormone, quote unquote. So if you want to feel more love, any of these activities will bring that. That's why it's good to be a hugger. That's why it's good to hug one another. Our parasympathetic nervous system gets activated with joy, bringing a sense of safety and expansion. Heart rate can stabilize, digestion improves, muscles soften. We become in what's called a quote unquote rest and receive state of being. So we feel more calm and we feel like we don't even know, but we're actually bringing in more receiving space into our being when we feel joy. Remember, our GI tracts or our guts, aka our second brains, contain the enteric nervous system with over 500 million neurons. Neurons are what communicate messages within our bodies, right? So this large part of our PNS or our parasympathetic nervous system is the activity behind all gut health functions. And your gut microbiome plays a major role in producing serotonin, influencing dopamine levels, and modulating GABA, which is a very calming neurotransmitter in the brain. So I have talked much on gut health, and I'm sure I will continue to do so because it is utmost important. And if you want to go back a couple of months ago, you can see some of my gut microbiome discussions that I have posted there in my podcast. So, what happens when there is a drop in dopamine and serotonin? These mood related neurotransmitters are decreased during sadness, resulting in depression if prolonged. Keeping a healthy balance circulating daily, if possible, will help one to feel more blissful joy or less sadness. So, what are ways that we can do this? I'm going to segue into speaking about one of my favorite herbs, lemon balm or Melissa officinalis. And it is an absolutely amazing herb that embodies a lovely lemony scent within the textured heart-shaped leaves. Various medicinal uses include treating mild headaches, heart palpitations, sadness. It's a great antiviral, especially good for herpes and shingles virus. It's a relaxant or nervine. It calms the stomach and balances our mood. It is very uplifting for our mood. So it is calming on our nervous system and it is uplifting on our mood state. It is one of my favorite herbal remedies for both viral and mood support at the same time. It's a bit pricey, but easy to grow. So why not grow a pot of lemon balm or put it in your garden for an abundant harvest? It's very easy to grow and harvest. The seeds can be saved from the beautiful stacked white flowers that bloom in midsummer here in Northern California. And I've heard that there are also varieties that have blue and yellow flowers. I'm going to put a link to my Substack where you can read my blog, and I have some beautiful pictures, and I posted a picture of the lemon balm that I am growing right now. It's kind of outgrowing the pot that it's in, but I just have some potted lemon balm that I have moved from probably at least 4 homes. I've moved it several times in the last few years, and it is doing well. It's a perennial, it comes back every year. So yes, in the winter it will die back if it's cold where you live, and then it comes back full force in the spring. So mine is getting ready to bloom soon. It looks like probably in the next month it will start blooming. According to Nicholas Culpeper, who was a botanist, avid astrologer, physician, herbalist, and author of The Complete Herbal, written in 1653, dried lemon balm may be made into a fine electuary with honey. So, an electuary is a substance, an ancient healing substance that was ground up herbs. It could be one herb or multiple herbs that are ground and then mixed with honey. And it was basically a way to make the herbs more palatable and easy to go down, but also honey is a good carrier, and it helps to preserve. I'm just thinking of things I learned in school about an electuary. So honey is a good preserving agent, that, it's antibacterial, antifungal, and you can put your herbs, I would say, grind them up first, and then you mix them with honey, and then you can just, take it that way. That's a great way. Or you could just plop it in some hot water and make an instant tea. So he wrote that it was ruled by the planet Jupiter and associated with the zodiac sign of Cancer, therefore having an association with the water element and thus an effect on our emotions. Totally makes sense. Lemon balm was traditionally used to uplift the spirits. As Culpeper mentioned, some of its properties were spiritual in nature. This herb was used in spells to heal broken hearts and also to attract romantic love. Drink by tea or make a tincture, add to drinks, broth, or a bath. I have made a few bottles recently. If you'd like to try, give me a shout out. I will send you one of my tinctures. I believe it's either a 1 or a 2 ounce. I think I've got both sizes right now. And it's very easy to take. It doesn't taste bad. And I also make a wonderful calming relax tea that blends lemon balm with other calming herbs like passion flower, California poppy, tulsi, lavender, and milky oat. And I have a picture of that and a link in my Substack. I will put a link as well, hopefully in my show notes. So sadness and joy both invite us to be present. They have that in common. I mentioned that earlier. Sadness brings a pause, right? We just have to slow down. It just makes us slow down, pause, reflect, and grieve if we need to. Where joy creates celebration, being present with others, at times connection, also slowing down, feeling filled up, right? When we're feeling love and joy, we feel really full. And that's like the amazing blissfulness that we're all seeking. Both feelings are natural and part of our being human. Finding the balance within our emotions can be one of life's biggest challenges. Believe me, I know. And there are so many ways to break the cycle of what feels negative, being sad, running on fear, the shame to blame game. It's all really underlying fear, is what I've been hearing. And bringing in more joy can be easy, as we have been given so many tools and many of them are free. So here is a list of some things that some activities, ways, keys, I say, free keys to feeling more joy in these times. Walking in nature, meditation, prayer, music. Music, I know that there are some types of music that really make you not feel more joy and can actually bring you down and can be depressing and to even bring anxiety. So I'm not going to say that that's not music. I don't have any right to say that, but I would say high vibe music. I'm just going to put it at that. Dancing, building conscious community, which is happening now, and I just brings me into tears, brings me tears of joy. That is another thing, right? And I literally have tears of joy a lot because I am somebody that can bring tears just come up very easily. It's something that I'm an emotional being. I have a very defined emotional center in my human design. So I can have tears of joy and I can have tears of sadness, and it's just who I am. So when I see the conscious communities being built in these times that we're in, it brings me tears of joy. It's literally like, wow, like we can do this. Laughing, finding ways to laugh, touching either ourselves if we're not being touched by someone else or another living being, touching our cat, our dog, our goat, our lizard, whatever pet or animal that you have, being able to touch another living being, being able to touch plants, touch the ground with our feet, with our hands, climb a tree. Touching nature, touching others will bring us more joy. And finally, breathing deeply, inhaling in for a count of 6, holding for a count of 2, deep down into your core, beneath your core, holding at the base of your spine, then exhaling out a little bit longer for 8 seconds. Repeating this 3 to 4 times whenever you need to calm the fuck down. It will bring you back, center you, and even you will feel a sense of joy in doing that. So, what are your thoughts or feelings on what is happening right now? I want to hear from anybody listening to this. Please let me know. As a mother, I personally have concerns for the future generations, but I am also very excited at the current activity of massive numbers of people coming together to create the change that we want to see in our world. So this is a very important time that we're living in. I'm very blessed to still be here, and I will see you all next week. Have a great, beautiful week. Stay strong and find your joy. Thank you. Thank you all so very much for listening today. I genuinely hope that you learned something, and I invite you to join me each week so you never miss a conscious wellness beat. This podcast holds a special place in my heart dedicated to my evolution here, my passionate mission to spread more consciousness for the much needed wellness on Earth. Come join me as a guest as well. Let's collaborate, making change for future generations.